Hello again, Jefferson Multimedia. I think I have this Adobe Premiere thing figured out. Today's tutorial is going to be weird. I want us to switch over to Adobe Premiere. It's going to be awkward. You're not going to like it. Do it anyway. I'd rather deal with the growing pains now because I can't teach two different programs at the same time. I can't teach Premiere and iMovie at the same time. It's too much work. So let's just make the jump. It's going to be awkward. I don't care. Let's mess things up. Here's how to do it. If you don't have Premiere in your dock, and I don't right here, double click on your Finder. Your Finder will open up all kinds of cool things. Go to Applications. Once you're there, Adobe is in alphabetical order, but it goes by the name of the company, right? So we are looking for Adobe Premiere Pro CC 2019. Double click on that and another window will open. They'll say, do you want to open it a second time? Yeah, you do. Double click. Once that happens, your startup screen is going to pop up. Just wait. Oh, here it is. And then there's lots of stuff that will scroll by like on this part of the screen. Just wait till it's done. Wait till Premiere opens. And then I'll show you your next step. Thanks for holding. Log in with your Fort Wayne Community Schools email address and go from there. If it asks you to go to the company or school account, that's the one you want. And then it will take you to the FWCS login, in which case you get to do it again. Yay, raw. Yay, we are finally where we need to be. Click on New Project if you haven't already. And I want you to call it City, capital C, Champs, capital C. If you've already named it something else, skip this part. You're fine. There is one thing I'd like you to do each time you begin a new project. Click on Ingest Settings. Click right here. Click on Ingest, which means it'll save your stuff into the computer. Then click OK, and the program will open up. Once that is done, click on Editing. This will be where all the fun stuff goes down. But remember, we want to change the size of some of these windows. The main thing we will need to see, and you may get the spinning beach ball of doom, that's just fine. Forget about it. What I want you to do is, this is going to be where we see the playback from our editing. And this is going to be our editing timeline over here. So you see this source clips thing? For this project, click in the box. When you do, remember you get the blue outline. Grab this, make it go all the way to the left so that your playback window is as big as possible. See this? This is where your raw footage goes. But as we work on the volleyball video, how many raw footage pieces of video do we have? One. Do we need to look at one video throughout the thing? No. We'll just watch it up here in the playback monitor. So click in here. You get the blue line, right? Grab this thing. Go all the way over to the left. Now this thing is big and huge for all these teeny weeny little things. So click in here. Move it over. Guess what happens? You have a big playback window. You have a big editing timeline. Here's the fun part. When I say move the program over, go up to this teeny little gray line, grab, click and hold, and just scoot it over until you see everything on your desktop. You know how you put stuff on your desktop and it gets all wonky and out of order and stuff, and it's not pretty. I love a pretty desktop. Let me show you how to make that work. Right click anywhere on your desktop, and then you want to sort by, and then go to name. Watch what happens. Boom, they're in a line, and look, they're sorted by file type. We have two video files, so the C comes before the E, and then Greenie is up here by himself because he's a different file. He's my flash drive, right? The top is where you'll see what we're editing. The bottom is where we'll actually do the editing. So grab City Volleyball Champs, drag it to the bottom, and let it go. You're importing the files. Isn't that cool? Let's take a pause. If you look at the timeline, see how tiny it is compared to iMovie. I do not like that. V1, V2, and V3 means we can have like 3 different video files and cut between them. But for this one, we don't need it. So go to the top line of V1. See the arrows? Click, hold, move up. Guess what happens? It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is how you adjust clip size. Remember clip size in iMovie? This is the same thing. You just grab V1, which is video track 1, and make that puppy as big as you need it. Can you drag the bottom too? Yeah. I wouldn't make the audio any bigger because honestly, who needs to see the audio waveforms? I don't know that we do. We're probably just going to cut them off anyway. But for the editing purposes, you want to make this as big as possible. You know how in iMovie we would stretch it out so you'd have more thumbnails? This is a 51-minute clip, but if you look, it all fits on one screen. That means as you look at it with your playhead right here, everything will be so squished you won't be able to see where you're going. So grab this slider at the bottom, it's all the way to the right, and I want you to click and move it to the left. See how we're getting lots more thumbnails as we go? Now from here to here is 4 minutes and 16 seconds. Here's 6 minutes 24. Here's 8:32 and so on. Remember the first two shots we need are the shot of the foot in the boot and then the cheerleaders doing the dab. So how do you get there? Once you've grabbed this slider and moved it to the left, grab your playhead, skim, and look for the boot. If you can't find the boot, that means you don't have enough thumbnails. So grab it and move it more to the left. And we'll look for the boot again. It'll take a while to find it. So where is it? It's between 1 minute and 4 seconds and 2 minutes and 8 seconds, right? So I want to take the playhead, I want to scrub it backwards right until you see the foot. Split. The last video, I had you do C. There's something better that I'd like you to do. Hold down Command with your left pointy finger. While you're doing that, press your letter K. Command K is cut. So, forget about the C because that gave you the razor blade. I don't like the razor blade because when you try to delete something, instead of clicking on it to delete it, it makes another cut. But if you Command K, you don't have to mess with that. So this is all the stuff before the foot we need to delete, right? Right click on it and then all the way up at the top, you may have to go all up here to ripple delete. So yeah, go up to ripple delete, click it. That disappears. All right, let's watch the foot. We want to watch the foot and we want to stop it before the camera swishes and goes away because we want to end the shot from a place of stillness, right? Look over here. See how there's not much room at all to wiggle that back and forth? Grab your slider, move it more to the left. You have more thumbnails, you have more room to grab the slider and wiggle it back to right before the camera moves. So, if this space is too small for you to make the changes you need to make, grab this slider, move it more to the left, it'll give you more thumbnails. So to cut, what do? Hold down Command with your left pointing finger, with your right pointing finger, press K. So if you look, we have the boot shot all by itself. Here's the stuff that comes after it. Grab your playhead. We're looking for the part where the cheerleaders do the dab. We're looking for the part where they clap their hands and they come right at the camera. So keep going through all the stunt stuff. Aha, did you see it? When they start to come at the camera right here. Get to where you're barely in that shot and then do what? Command K. And then what do you do to the stuff before it? Right click. Go all the way up to ripple delete and hit delete. And look what we have. We have the first shot that we cut off. And then we're starting with the shot we need, right? Right. So hit space bar. Remember, space bar is always play. We watch it. They stick their tongues out. They do the crazy peace signs. Woo-woo! Wave the arms. And then here comes the dab. Boom. Yeah, whatever. Lots of teeth. Hi, I brush with Crest. And then after she does that work thing where she puts her hands up in the air, a good place to pause it when Kayla's face is on the screen. Yeah. Anyone we know right here? Yeah, I thought so. But how do you cut again? Left hand on the Command key. Right pointy finger on the letter K. Command K for cut. K-U-T, they spelled it wrong, yeah, whatever. So now we've got those two shots. That's what we want before the game starts, right? Grab your playhead, let's look for the first serve. Scrub forward. They are going to serve first. And where do we want to start it? Right before they throw the ball up in the air to serve. So I'd go back a little bit, farther than you should. Space bar, bouncy, bouncy, right before she throws it. Spacebar for pause. And then what do? Command K. This is the junk before the serve. What do? Right click, ripple delete. It goes away. Let's watch the play. The first one they hit it over, it immediately goes out. I wait like 2 seconds after the ball hits the ground. I hit the space bar. Guess what? Command K. Space bar again to hit play. And we wait, and we wait. And what are we doing right here? We're editing out the boring. We're getting rid of all the junk, all that jiggly camera stuff between plays and points. We don't need that. Wait till she has it. She'll bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. And right before she serves it again, you want to hit the space bar. I'd go back a little more because I'm just a nerd that way. Yeah. And then what is it? Command K for cut. This is the junk we don't need before the serve. What do? Right click, go up here, ripple delete. It goes away. Let's watch the next play. This one is a longer volley. They hit it back and forth and blah yada 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 yada. Boom. It hits the ground 1, 2. Space bar for pause. What do? Command K to split. This is the play that just happened, right? So now what do we need to do? Watch the boring, edit out the boring, and then we will talk transitions. Ball's coming back over, blah, 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 right before she serves, and I'm going to hit space bar for pause. Right there. Command what? Command K. This is the boring junk. Right click. Ripple delete. Now you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shots. Let's add transitions. Go to Effects. When that happens, over here in the Effects menu, Video Transitions, Dissolve. You want to grab Cross Dissolve and move it. Let me show you a trick. Before you add a transition, make sure you have like bunches of thumbnails. Move it way far to the left, and let me show you why. You want to cross dissolve, you want to drag it. Oh, first of all, click it and then drag it, and you drop it between the 2 shots. Do you see how you have that weird discolorization on both shots, on the boot shot and on the cheerleader shot? That's where you want to let go of it, because then it puts you right between those 2. Then move your mouse right in the middle and make sure you have the pointer. If you don't have the pointer, click on the pointer. But if you right click with the pointer in this brown thing, which is your transition, it will say set transition duration. Click on it. All I want you to do is press 0.5. If you press point, it deletes everything. So let's go up here. Let's grab another one. Let's drag it down. Let's put it between the 2. Now, it's the brown thing. Click on it. Set transition duration. Don't go up here and click. If you do, you have to delete everything, then type 0.5. If you just grab your transition, drag it, drop it, let it go, right click, and then set the duration, if you immediately hit the point, everything is deleted. You don't have to delete it. If you click up in this white line, you're giving yourself an extra step. Don't be that guy. Point in 5, type in 5, boom, there you go. And there's one more cut right here. Do you see? Every time there's a new cut, every time there's a new shot, we get a new thumbnail. So drag that cross dissolve down, drop it in place so that you see the discolorization on both sides, on this shot and on this shot too, right? Right. And then what do? Right click, set the duration. Do not click in the white box. Just click 0.5 and then click OK. Want to see what we've got so far? Click here at the beginning of the playhead and let's watch it. So we have the first shot with the boot. It should switch before the camera goes away. It does. That's fabulous. We see the cheerleaders being all cool and weird because that's what they do. Dab. Teeth. Hi there. Work. Switch to the next shot. Good. It starts right before the serve. It goes out. Switch to the shot after that. Notice how we're seeing everything of the serve. I like that. And remember, when the ball hits the ground, count to 2 before you hit the space bar and do your Command K. Boom, 1, 2, and then we switch to the next shot. Now when that's done, same as before, Command K, hit your spacebar. We're going to watch and edit out the boring. Wait till we get the serve, bouncy, bouncy. Right there, she's about to serve it. Command K. What do we do with the boring stuff? Right click, ripple delete. Then what do we do? Grab the cross dissolve, drop it. Right click on it, set the duration for 0.5, and then click OK. That's the first, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 edits, and then we just repeat. The main thing you're going to want to do, make sure you move this to your left. Notice the more you move it to the left, the bigger your transitions get. So if you can't see your transitions, just grab this guy, move him to the left. If the transitions are too big, move them to the right. If you want to see your entire video, move it to the right. But see how it gets tiny and it's hard to see? I would go like this, because honestly, I think the more we have to see, the better we do. This button will take you to the beginning. This button will take you to the end. So if you want to watch it from the beginning, right beneath the playback monitor, boom, click that guy, and you can watch everything. But the whole key is this slider. Make sure that your thumbnails are big enough that you can see what you're doing to add those transitions and see what they are. I've been talking for a while. I'm going to shut up now. Thanks. Bye-bye.